Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here in a wife beater because I love to show off my gains that I made in the gym. I don't know what you thought I was going to say there. It's probably really inappropriate and frankly messed up. But nonetheless, we're going to be watching Ame's Drow. I think this guy he's Mr. Consistency. At least for me, he's probably one of the most stable scaling carries, known for his Terrorblade. And today, we're going to be watching his Drow Ranger. And they picked this Drow blind in the last pick. I mean, to be fair, the last pick was a Lion, which was kind of sus. But they sort of blind picked Drow, and they picked Drow into a Prophet mid and a carry Monkey King. The reason why I'm not a huge fan of these matchups is because the Monkey King is going to gate on you, and the Prophet will TP on you. And the best way to shut down Drow is to put pressure on her early game and force her to jungle before level 6, because it's really slow. Okay, it's like pretty slow. And so let's see how he deals with this. Let's look at his items, teamfight execution, so on and so on, to see what Ame does. So on top of that, go sign up to the gameleap website, guys. I'm posting new content over there almost every day, and I'll see you there. The big thing for me about a good Drow is that they're going to apply a lot of pressure. Notice how he's hitting a lot here. The Naga actually summoning illusions this lane. Kind of weird, not what I expected. Not even sure it's actually good, but yeah, the Naga going really crazy there, and he's just hitting a lot. One of the recent buffs to Drow is they made the damage on your Q go from 6 to 10, so that was pretty huge, and I actually think they killed the Lion immediately. Yeah, first blood for the Naga Siren. And this is very classic, which is why I kind of didn't understand the Lion. I thought it would lane really poorly in the Naga, and I'm pretty sure it will. And yeah, first, his next item, he actually goes for a Null Talisman. So goes Wand 3 branches, full trading full mana build into a Null. It almost to me seems like too much mana. I kind of would have expected something like a Wraithband. But yeah, I mean, he actually ends up dying. Doom can kill Drow at level 2 with the Infernal Blade timing. So oversteps there a little bit. I don't think it's that bad of a death because they're going to be really low now. And when you come back, if you have an HP advantage with Drow, you're super oppressive because you can kind of just go to town with your Q. All right, we're going to see a side pull from the Naga. As I said, picks up a Null as his next item. And look how aggressive he's trying to be. The reason why this is the case for Drow is because you don't pull aggro when you auto attack with Frost Arrows. If you don't use Frost Arrows, you will pull aggro. But if you do, you won't. So you can be really aggressive in the early game with this hero, as long as your lane is like, okay. You know, if the enemy can all in you and kill you, which a lot of lanes can, you gotta be a little scared. To be fair, Drow is 310 MS? Since when? Since when? Also, a big buff to this hero is this facet. They buffed it a lot. You only get a 25% movement speed penalty when you can move during your E. So notice here, look at that damage. I mean, that's a 180 damage nuke with level 1 multi-shot. I mean, frankly, I don't know. I see a lot of potential with Drow just because of that. I know that sounds insane, but like to me, a big weakness of Drow is her ability to fight in the lane in the later levels. But this harass from the buffed Q and the buffed facet seems really oppressive, especially if you have some sort of melee hero to stand in front of you. And honestly, I think Doom is maybe, it used to be really bad against Drow because you would skill Devour, and if you didn't get the right creep, you couldn't really go on Drow. But now that he has Infernal Blade at level 2, it's probably one of the better lanes because of this, right? He actually messed up really bad on Ame, but the Magic Wand actually does keep him alive, and they're probably able to turn. Sidestep multi-shot, good damage. Okay, they're not able to actually chase. Naga doesn't do some crazy amount of damage. So messed up there, did step up a little far. Bought a salve, wow. Oh, no, that's from the Naga. Okay, so get south, bless up. Shout out at the half salve from the Naga. Buys boots, and I like this. I think a lot of people don't buy boots, and I think you should always buy boots on Drow. I think like it's really tempting to buy Ban of Elven Skin and hit really hard, but the key to Drow is just kiting. You're gonna kill them, you're gonna poke them if you have movement speed, because you just need to hit them with the damage from the Q. You already hit naturally hard, and you don't need to win CS by buying damage, you need to win CS by pushing them away from the CS. Does that make sense? And he's clearly done a good job. Like every time this Doom steps up, he's hitting him. And that's how you know someone's high MMR, when they understand these nuances, because the average Drow is just not putting a lot of pressure. Like for sure. Another E here? Using the E almost off cooldown, and that's something you should do as well. If you're going this Wand Null, you will not have mana problems at all. And so it seems like that's his vision here, which is just spam the Q, spam the E with these mana items. You don't need attack speed. You kind of just slowly poke them with boots and mana and go from there. So yeah, at this point, this is where the lane gets hard. He gets, his Naga dies to an NP ulti, and then he's just getting dove. Like, this is why I would not want to play Drow this game, and this is why Drow's win rate gets lower the higher you go. Because people understand that you just go on her. You just gate on her, you roam on her with the mid, you just camp her. But immediate TV back top, and this is where you gotta be afraid. If you die here, your game can get really bad. I'm kind of surprised he has no raindrops for the NP ulti. He'll have to switch to strength treads immediately if he gets gone on. Okay, and they're reading the gate play, and this is a big part, and this is why Pro Dota goes really far. Hopefully you guys can see this. The word on the gate, because they understand this is the angle for Talon. Talon should actively think this too, and they should deward it. I really believe that. The Monkey King is forcing it, which I don't hate, but at the same time, if you don't deward this ward, they're going to see it coming, and they're going to be able to set up. Now, they're bringing 4 heroes from Talon. I feel like they just got to make the move. And oh, they end up showing the Monkey King. I feel like Talon's just kind of playing slow here. I think you just go. And you force Extreme Gaming to fight you with kind of a weak Mirana pause 4. It's not that weak. She's level 5. Why is she level 5? Damn. But you have Tombstone. I think you just dive with the Tombstone. Just kind of make the play. You have very strong early heroes. Doom is good. Lion's fine. Monkey King is very good. You can TP and you can bring 5. Just bring 5. I mean, they have Arena, but I think you just got to do it. And they try here, so let's go back a little bit. They want to do it, and I think they have to. It's kind of in my opinion, you don't win this game as it progresses. I mean, you can, but it's hard. So they just doom the Drow, and she actually is able to get away. The Monkey King maybe should have prioritized this E. I don't really think the ulti is actually more important than just slowing the Drow, so and hitting her with Oof. So a bit of a misplay from the Monkey. Not getting off those slows and those disables, prioritizing the ulti, which in the early game, frankly, isn't that good. And they kind of lose the kill because of it. They're able to bring all the heroes and counter, so bit of a misplay from Talon. And I think it's almost going to cost... I always like to say extreme things like it's going to cost them the game. It shouldn't cost them the game, but it definitely hurts. Okay, so from here, he's just going to jungle for a while. Now, for all you carry players, lane creeps are the name of the game. They are. But for Drow, they kind of can't be in most games. Even though they manage to counter gank and kind of stop some of the aggression from Talon, it can keep coming. And so basically, he needs to just sit in the jungle. Love how he has Seeds of Serenity. It's going to keep him topped off when jungling, hitting some of these deep neutral camps, the mud golems. And at some point, I mean, he can just start to hit Ancients. Once you have a max E, you can kill Ancients. It's slow. I love that he has a Quelling Blade here. It gets him out of Sprout, it cuts the Monkey King, and it actually helps you jungle quite a bit faster. As he's going to probably poke the Doom a little. Wow, that's a lot of damage. Damn, this E-spell kind of cooks. Okay, killing off the wave. Medium camp. Large camp gets solar flared so you can jungle faster. And this is the rotation you want. I actually hate how Talon is just giving this guy lane creeps like this. I really believe, I mean, it's tough because the Doom wants to push in the wave and just farm, but I really hate that this guy just gets to farm back camps and then farm lane creeps. To me, it's so cringe. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like it. It feels weird that he's just getting to do whatever he wants. Now, to be fair, it's really hard to invade the Drow this game because they have really good heroes to respond. They have Naga Song, they have Arena, and they have Storm. They have 3 of the best response heroes, counter initiation heroes in the game. And I think that's why they picked the Drow. Like, they kind of just see that, hey, we have the heroes for the Drow. And this is what I mean. Like, he gets 4-man ganked here, but they just have, like, arguably the best hero in the game with Drow right now. I will say, I think Naga 5 is probably the best hero you can have with Drow. Being able to reset a Drow's positioning in the early game is so good. Like, it's going to be the whole game, but in the early game, Arena comes out. Good TP from the Furion, so he actually ends up getting caught anyway. Really good TP from the Prophet to kind of pincer him there. Ends up being a pretty bad fight from Talon, so well done from Makoto on the Furion. Alright, so Ame ends up getting ganked again, bottom here. The enemy team just had a really good ward on him. He's trying to multi-shot the wave and get out, but I mean, and honestly, it's good. He didn't even try to auto the wave. Like, he just multi-shot it and then immediately got ganked. To be fair, it's really, really deep. He could have put his seeds down much earlier here. Maybe he would have lived. Yeah, he might have lived, actually. It's honestly, it's well done. Getting ganked under the tier 1 like that, especially considering they showed top and I think they showed mid as well. Like, it's not the end of the world. Take a look at his items as well, guys. So many Drows buy such bad items, and I can't stand it. They just don't understand the hero at all. Oh, gets an Iron Talon, that's such a blessing. This item just lets you jungle and take Ancients way faster. If you get Talon, you might be tempted to take Specialist Array or People's Gift. I'm telling you, you should probably just take Talon and hit Ancients until tier 3 neutral items. Like, it's just that good. And so yeah, he's just playing the triangle, mid-game Drow, this is all you do. You should move into the triangle and start farming all the camps. kind of pincered in a little bit. Talon made some good moves and got some kills. Pushes out bottom really quickly. Actually, TP's into the fight here. They think it's an overextension. Do they have Solar Flare? No. Oh, no, it's active. So the Solar Flare Drow going to go to work here. Oh, man, the damage. Maybe should have committed on the Doom a bit earlier there. Kind of weird that he let the Doom get out. And look at the DPS. His Solar Flare is out now, but going to rip into the Furion, who actually canceled his TP, so he finishes him off, and they all die. And yeah, you can kind of just see the desperation from Talon, just constantly having to make moves on the enemy side of the map. It always feels very awkward when you just don't think you scale, right? And this is the issue with the Talon draft. I don't think they scale. Like, Solar Flare plus Teamfight is so dominant. I think drafting around Mirana is one of the best strategies in Dota right now. Give me Mirana core support, I don't really care. I think drafting around this hero and picking a lot of stuns plus Teamfight, it just makes it really hard to play. Because you can't man up. Like that Prophet, I mean, the Undying instantly died. The Lion, the Doom had to blink out. You know, it's just so hard to play. And okay, into the Tormentor, Wisdom Rune. In terms of talents, he takes Frost Arrow damage into multi-shot cooldown. The other talents are really good too, honestly, but he skips Gust and is taking stats. I think, honestly, if it's a game where you're against a lot of spirits, like Ember Spear and Storm and Quap, Puck, whatever, you can max the W. You have plenty of HP, honestly. You don't have to take stats. Stats feel good because they synergize with your innate, which gives you 2% of your agility bonus per level. So at this point, he's getting 30% agility, and he's giving 15% to nearby ranged heroes, which is pretty good this game for the Storm and the Mirana. You're gonna hit really hard. Like it's kind of like this weird or kind of cool team fight right-click strategy of Mirana and Drow. As okay, mid-fight breaks out, another song. So they're really trying to use this song. They don't have, well, they have arrow. They have song and arrow. I forgot. They have so many combos this game. This extreme gaming draft, like even if they're even on net worth, I feel like it's so hard to fight into. Which is what a lot of these top teams, in my opinion, do well in draft. They just have, they pick a lot of synergy rather than trying to counterpick. I think they just pick a lot of synergy, like mid-game to late-game synergy. Team Spirit is the main contender for this. They'll just have so much synergy in their draft, and they don't exactly care about getting counterpicked. They'll lose lanes a lot because of it, and then it's just hard to fight them anyway, because they just have more, their heroes just work better together. And like this game, I mean, look at this draft. There's so much synergy, and I made a draft analysis talking about the ins and outs of both drafts over on the Game Loop website. So if you like things like that, I make them very frequently over there, and you should go sign up. I'm making videos every single day for the website. Like for the past like 2 weeks, I think we've posted one almost every day, if not every day. So yeah, go sign up. It's cheap considering how much I'm putting out there. Hitting the gate. At this point, look at his items, guys. He went D-Lance Iyasha, didn't complete the Manta. I think Pyke is a better fighting early game, almost every game on Drow over Manta. This item's been nerfed a ton as well. Then he goes back for the Manta. Why Manta this game? You're just dealing with the Gleipnirs, 2 Gleipnirs. You can also deal with Doom if he blinks on you. You click Manta to stop him from instantly dooming you. But it's mainly going to be for the Gleipnirs this game. Fight breaks out, pretty easy execution, clicks the E, huge damage. Gust on the Furion. I mean, his team carried him here. They just found a perfect jump. And he didn't have to, he didn't have to do shit. He just kind of clicked the first person he sees. Into the Linken's, which is going to, of course, be for the Doom. A little bit for the Lion. It's obviously just good. This game. Huge spells. Huge single target spells. Have to be committed. Maybe it can be popped by Sprout, but highly unlikely. Highly, highly unlikely. KTB comes out. Extreme Gaming just 5-manning at this point. With the Drow, they know how fast they push. They're going to take the tier 2. Up the high ground. Onto the tier 3. They popped Solar Flare to do it, which basically forces the glyph. I love this. In Dota, guys, this is a very important tip, very important gameplay play. If you can force glyph, if you use, let's say you use some spells to like pressure the tier 3, like Sven God Strength, Solar Flare, a BKB, anything long cooldown like this, Tombstone, and then they glyph, just back up and wait for the cooldown. You've won that engagement. Forcing glyph is very high impact and a key step in sieging effectively. And all the top teams do it. So please, guys, try to do it in your pubs. Be aware of forcing glyph as an objective. See it as an objective. You can use cooldowns to bait glyph and then back after that and wait. And then you can go siege again. And when there's no glyph, it's 10 times easier to siege. No multi-shot. When you commit cooldowns, then you're going to get like the next Solar Flare on an objective with no glyph will just take the objective and they will be 100% forced to fight you immediately, which will make the enemy respond poorly because they will have to go immediately. Okay, trying to farm up a Butterfly here, which is pretty normal. He's against Furion and Monkey King. And then after that, he should just buy a shard. The shard is super good. Bonus attack range. And if someone gets on top of you, oh, it's an extra arrow on your E. But the big thing is the bonus 200 attack range. And then if they're on top of you, you get your ulti still. Right? So usually Drow's ulti turns off. The bonus damage and the bonus procs. It turns off if someone's on top of you. But if you're on the glacier, your shard, it doesn't. That's huge. So no glyph. And this is what we talked about. Now your next go is very threatening. They're going to put down the banner. And now it's banner plus no glyph. And all of a sudden, you have to fight, and you're going to notice Talon, I mean, they're going to have to either just give up a Rax or just go. Wow, double support jump. That's Chad. Gus comes out, and both are dead, and oh, man. Buyback on the line, and to be fair, that was BKB. Solar Flare, they have Glyph this time, but this Glyph isn't going to do enough. Dude, this Mirana hero, when it has a good game as sup, is, like, so stupid. Look at this. What a Chad, honestly. That's the mid. Oh my god, dude. I'm telling you, drafting around Mirana, if you can have a draft that can just kind of comfortably get into the mid, I mean, I'm sure Extreme Gaming is just nasty good because somehow they went even in the lanes, which I really don't think you're supposed to go even coming out of lanes this game. I think if you go even with Mirana against Undying, NP mid with a Drow carry is like so good. I really think, I don't want to say you win the game from there. You obviously have to do a ton of things right from there, but like, you're set to win because of how well this Mirana scales. Like, the Lion will never have comparable impact to this guy. Never. I mean, you could say like a key hex, but it's not even a good game for Lion. Like, you're hexing, it's going to get counter-initiated by either Song or Arena. Like, I just don't. It's so hard for them to fight. And at this point, Drow put down the Glacier just to make sure her ulti can't be canceled. Song comes out to deal with the Doom BKB. If you Song during a BKB, you can still hit the guy who's BKB. Extra Dragon's gone on, but he mantas and it gets him up the high ground. That's pretty lucky. Still has his Pike, which is why you buy these items, so you can stand your ground. And then when they commit on you, oh, he's actually nullified, so he shouldn't Pike. Oh, he did it anyway to cut the Sprout tree. That's pretty cool. Because it does push you a little bit, even if you're nullified. But, okay. Pops the Glacier for attack range. Should finish off the line here. Hunt and then dying. This game is super over. And yeah, I mean, this is why you buy Glacier once you have enough items. You should pop the Glacier here and just be able to turn. Look at the damage. No one can fight you. This is without Solar Flare. Keep in mind. It's not even close. So Glacier, a must buy. Notice how there's no Ags. And I hate the Ags on this hero. I really don't think it's good. I think it's actually terrible. Honestly, I think it's so bad. But alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And I'm out.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the GameLeap website, where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace!